For those of you who haven't played The Last of Us, don't worry. This week will be all sunshine and rainbows. Hey everyone, Jeremy here. Welcome to the channel. Today is the finale of The Last of Us. Before I get into it though, please remember to hit that like and subscribe. It helps the channel out so incredibly much, and I am so appreciative each and every time you do. What can I say about this incredible series? From start to finish, every episode has just been incredible. Every episode has taken the lore, taken the original source material, made tweaks, but never ever harmed what came before. If anything, they've either made it better or just took it from a slightly different point of view that changed only the context in the situation rather than, well, throwing away what worked before. The reverence this show has for the source material is unreal. So I am entirely too excited for this week. This should be something to behold. I don't know how they're going to approach certain things. I think we're going to get some seeding for season 2 or part 2. But outside of that, I'm just ready to get into this. No more preamble. Let's do this. This is going to be Ellie's mom. And is that who I think it is? Oh, it sure is. Is this Ellie giving birth to Ellie? Oh. Yep. As you say, she got bit during birth. Okay, this is something I never figured we'd have explained.
Yeah, you tell her. You tell Nellie.
Ellie?
Hmm? Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
Is it because last episode so fundamentally changed her? Or is it because of where they're headed? The end of the journey.
Ellie!
Come on!
What? What did you see? Oh! I wasn't sure they'd do this.
What are you doing?
It's all right. Can you hurry up?
Hey there. So cool. Oh, where's she going? Come on.
Okay.
Everything I've done. It can't be for nothing. I know you mean well. I know you want to protect me. You have. And when we're done, we'll go wherever you want. Tommy's, Sheep Ranch, the moon. I'll follow you anywhere you go.
Seeing how much they just love each other just gets me.
Well, I gotta hand it to the army people. They were way better at stitching you up than I was.
It was me. I was the guy who shot and missed. Sarah died. And I couldn't see the point anymore. Simple as that.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
I'm glad that didn't work out.
Me too.
Okay, so I'm just gonna cry the entire episode.
Probably get going.
Yeah.
Good to know. Glad we established this very early on.
People are making apocalypse jokes like there's no tomorrow. Too soon?
No, it's topical.
Oh, I love this one. Moon rocks taste better than Earth rocks. Why?
5 out of 10.
Oh, those gotta be either Fedra or Fireflies.
Ellie!
Yep, Fireflies. Thought it was them.
Welcome to the Fireflies. Easy.
Cordyceps grows inside the brain.
It does. Cause her any fear, there won't be any pain.
No, you take me to her. You take me to her right now! Oh!
I have no other choice.
I do.
Give him this. If he tries anything, shoot him.
Said keep walking. Where is she? I don't have time for this.
God, Lord. Wow, Joel. Killing every single one of them for her.
How did you get in here?
I said unhook her.
I won't let you take her.
Unhook her.
Oh my God. Because she lives in a broken world that you could have saved.
Maybe. But it isn't for you to decide.
Or you. So what would she decide, huh? Because I think she'd want to do what's right. And you know it.
Marla's not wrong. Ellie would have chosen to give up her life.
It's all right. You're with me. Take it slow. The doctors, they couldn't make any of it work. They've actually... They've stopped looking for a cure.
Are people hurt?
Yes.
She knows he's lying.
Is Marlene okay?
You'd just come after her.
I love how they did that whole section. Oh my goodness, I love how they did that whole section.
Not to say the two of you are the same, but definitely different kids.
How so?
Well, she was a lot more, I want to say girly, and I'm not saying that you're not girly.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not. Anyway, I bet you would have liked her back.
Yeah, bet I would have.
The fact that he's even able to talk about her now, that's just, it's just incredible.
Look, sometimes things don't work out the way we hope. You can feel like you've come to an end, and you don't know what to do next. But if you just keep going, and maybe that's not what you
Swear
want.
to me. Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
Okay, I was teary-eyed from start to finish. One of the things I absolutely loved was how they treated what Joel did. Because that is I don't want to call it controversial or divisive. I feel like in the games, it felt like, oh no, this is the right course of action. And it's really not. I mean, it is in a sense, but it also isn't. It really depends on your morality. It depends on how you feel about the situation. It is a very gray decision that you have to be a part of in the game, but you have no choice in it. In the game, you just do it. In this, they really show how brutal and kind of disgusting what Joel was doing was. He was trying to save Ellie, but he was doing it in such a brutal and vicious way. It's hard to excuse what he does. At the same time, I don't blame him whatsoever. That's his daughter now. That is the person he cares about most in the world. And he will do anything to protect her. I can't blame him for that whatsoever. It's a situation where, is it right? Is it wrong? That it is one of the most gray things you could ever decide. Killing that many people is just awful as it is, but saving Ellie is not. Saving Ellie is that more important than the lives of all the people he had to kill to get to her? Those weren't bad people. Those were just people who are doing their duty, trying to actually help the world, and he's willing to kill all of them to save her. That is such a morally ambiguous situation that it is hard to rationalize it as right or wrong. It just kind of is. On the flip side though, is it right for them to take away, this is the part that always bothered me, they took away Ellie's right to choose. She did not get a choice in the matter. They weren't going to let her decide, okay, Ellie, we can take this from you, but it's going to kill you. But it will save the world. In all likeliness, they actually don't know. They don't know. They've never done it before. So they don't even know if what they do is going to actually save the world. They don't know if it's going to work. But they didn't give Ellie the choice. Granted, neither does Joel. And that is why this is such an ambiguous sort of a situation. Because Joel's not giving her a decision. The Fireflies aren't giving her a decision. Ellie is completely left out of it. Given the choice, I think Ellie would have done it. I think Ellie would have done it. And what would that have looked like? What would that have looked like if she just made the decision and Joel was there? And quite frankly, you could have had a very different scenario. That's kind of on Marlene. Because if they had given Ellie the choice and done it in front of Joel, no less, he would have had to have respected her decision. Now, granted, maybe he still would have done the same thing. I kind of doubt it, though. I kind of doubt it just because he would have wanted Ellie, or wanted to respect Ellie's decision. Of course, that's not guaranteed, because knowing that she was on that operating table, he still may have snapped. But I don't know. That is one of those things where had they given her the decision, had they included him in on it, would things have been drastically different? It's hard to say. I lean more towards he would have respected it, but I would not be surprised if he still tried to stop it. And I mentioned them seeding for part 2, and there were a couple of shots that definitely set up part 2, a couple of things that were said that kind of lead up to part 2. I won't point out what they are. I think everybody recognizes them. But yeah, so they didn't change much there. That is what's incredible here, is they did not change much about that ending, it feels like. And it's just as visceral and violent as what I remember. Oh, and quick shout out to Ashley Johnson and her cameo this week. Last week we had Joel. This week we had Ellie. And Ellie gave birth to Ellie. You couldn't ask for much better in that respect. I do have to comment on that, though, because that was strange. I never felt like we'd have that explained. I never actually expected it to be explained. I never actually needed it to be explained. So I do find that a little unnecessary. If I had a complaint about this episode, I don't know that I need that explained. I always liked the fact that it just felt very random that Ellie had this immunity. And granted, now it tells us how rare it would be because all the stars had to align to make that immunity happen. But it's also not impossible that it would never happen again. Pretty close to it, but pretty close to impossible. We're talking lotto odds here. But yeah, that was always something that in the games I never really felt like I needed explained. It was just something natural occurring in her, or maybe she had some rare blood type, who knows? I never really cared why she was immune. So I'm a little surprised they put it in the episode. I'm not quite sure why. I haven't watched the behind the scenes yet. Maybe they'll say in there. But yeah, that was a choice. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it was just something that I don't feel like was truly necessary in my book. I'll have to sleep on that one. But my God, this show is amazing. I may say that's a kind of a minor negative. Actually, I don't even know if it's a negative yet. Like I said, I need to sleep on it. But this show is so incredible. This show was so incredible. The entire season. I don't know if I have it in me to watch the whole thing again, but I could see binging this. Binging this entire story would be incredible. I need to make myself do it someday when I'm mentally and emotionally prepared. I am hard pressed to think of another series that had such a stellar first season, that had no, and I mean no, bad episodes, that had very, very few flaws. The biggest flaw I have found in this series right now is me going, did we need to have that explained about Ellie's origins? And it's not even really a huge negative. It's just like do we? If that's as much as I can say about this season, the only even minor negative thing I can say about this season, are you kidding me? This thing was incredible. Give them all the awards, all of them. They each and every one of them deserve so much. Heck, I didn't even touch on the fact that, I got to talk about this. I was going to wrap up with that, but no. I got to talk about this. The ending. Actually, the entire episode was showing this, but the ending cemented it. We were watching that entire episode. Joel was finally opening up. And on the opposite side, you had Ellie shutting down. Throughout the entire episode, it was becoming clearer and clearer. He was fully opening up to her finally. He was finally at that place. And here she was withdrawing into herself more and more and more as the episode went on. At first, I think it was because their journey was coming to the end. She wasn't quite sure what was going to happen. Then there were the events of last episode that were probably still weighing on her. And then you get that ending where she knows. She knows he's lying. And he did it to her face. And it is ambiguous. It is ambiguous at the end that does she really accept it, because it cuts to black so soon. Is she really accepting it, or is she not? Because it is a moment where all of that lead up was she's not. She is very much questioning him. And she has already been in this process of shutting herself down. And now she is left in this place of, do I accept his word or not? And that's where we end. And that is exactly where we end. But it was this strange flip side of the coin for each. Him finally being so much more open, and her finally being so much more closed off. He was doing the majority of the talking the entire episode, while she was the quiet one. That is not their relationship normally at all. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch Ellie in that place. But yeah, like I said, this show, all the awards, because their acting was so on point. I didn't find it out of character. I did not find it out of character for either of them. Joel was finally in that place where he felt like he could share with her fully. And he was happy. He was happy because he was with her. And here she was, almost like questioning everything. Even before the events at the end, it was almost like she was questioning everything around her at that point. The show is just marvelous. The show is just fantastic. I cannot say enough good about this show. It's going to be a very long wait until part 2 comes out. All right, what did you guys think of the finale? Leave your comments below. Did Ellie accept his explanation at the end, in your opinion? No spoilers for part 2. No spoilers for part 2, but in your opinion, in that moment, is she accepting it? What do you think made her so withdrawn throughout the episode? Did Joel make the right decision? Whatever your thoughts, leave them in the comments below. Like I mentioned at the opening, please remember to hit that like and subscribe. And as always, please take care of yourselves and please take care of each other. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.